What if I told you that a single person with no employees, no office, and no investors just built a company doing $400 million a year? And no, that's not a typo. His name is George Gallagher. He launched a company called MedV in September 2024. By the end of 2025, it had generated $401 million in sales. This year, it's on track for $1.8 billion. His secret: he runs the entire operation alone using AI. And he's not the only one. Right now, something massive is happening in business, and most people are completely missing it. We're in the middle of an AI gold rush. Not the kind where you need millions in funding or a team of 50 engineers. The kind where a single founder with the right tools can outperform entire companies. Here's the thing. Every generation gets one of these moments. The internet boom in the late 90s, social media in 2010, mobile apps around 2012, crypto in 2017. Each time a small group of people saw it early, moved fast, and built generational wealth. And each time the majority sat on the sidelines saying, "I'll figure it out later." Well, this is that moment for AI, and the window's wide open right now. Let me show you exactly why, what the smartest people are doing about it, and how you can position yourself before everyone else catches on. Let's start with the numbers, because they tell a story that's hard to ignore. The global AI market is now worth over $500 billion. And it's projected to surpass $3.4 trillion by 2033. That's a 30% annual growth rate for an entire industry. But here's the number that should really get your attention. According to a brand new study by PwC released just this month, 74% of all AI's economic value is being captured by just 20% of companies. Let me say that again. 3/4 of all the money being made from AI is going to just 1/5 of the players. Everyone else is fighting over scraps. And it gets even more interesting. According to Deloitte's 2026 Enterprise AI report, 74% of organizations still see revenue growth from AI as a future aspiration. Not something they're doing right now. Only 20% are actually generating revenue from it today. That means 80% of businesses know AI is important, but they haven't figured out how to make money from it yet. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, a freelancer, or someone thinking about starting a business, this is the most exciting sentence I can say to you. The opportunity is massive, and most of the competition hasn't even started. Now, let me tell you about a trend that I think is going to define this decade: the AI solopreneur. According to data from Carta, 36% of all new startups founded in 2025 were created by a single person. That's up from 23% in 2019. And that number is still climbing. There are now 41.8 million solopreneurs in the United States alone, contributing $1.3 trillion to the economy. And the ones using AI, they're operating on a completely different level. Let me give you some real examples. Danny Postma built a product called Headshot Pro. It uses AI to generate professional headshots from regular photos. He runs it completely alone. Annual recurring revenue, $3.6 million, one person, no employees. Then there's Mayor Shlomo. In December 2024, he sat down at his laptop and started building a tool called Base 44. Using AI coding assistance, he built the entire product by himself. Within 6 months, it had 250,000 users and was profitable. In June 2025, Wix acquired it for $80 million. One founder, 6 months, $80 million exit. And here's the one that blows my mind. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei predicted in May 2025 that the first billion-dollar one-person company would emerge by 2026. He gave it 70 to 80% odds. With what George Gallagher is doing with MedVi, on track for $1.8 billion this year, we might already be there. So how is this possible? How can one person do what used to require an entire team? The answer is simple. The cost of building a business has collapsed. A complete solopreneur tech stack in 2026, the tools you need to run an entire company, cost between $3,000 and $12,000 a year. That's a 95 to 98% reduction compared to hiring equivalent staff. Think about what that means. Need a developer? AI coding assistants like Cursor can help you build a product in days instead of months. Need a designer? Canva and Midjourney handle it. Need a marketing team? AI writes your copy, generates your ads, manages your social media. Need customer support? AI chatbots handle 80% of inquiries. When founders build this way, operating margins hit 60 to 80%. Compare that to traditionally staffed businesses. that run at 10 to 20% margins. And the big tech companies are betting everything on this direction. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and Meta collectively committed around $600 billion in capital expenditure in 2026 alone, most of that going to AI infrastructure. Goldman Sachs projects their combined AI spending from 2025 through 2027 will reach $1.15 trillion. These aren't speculative bets from startups. These are the most financially sophisticated companies on the planet putting their balance sheets on the line. They see what's coming. So what should you actually do about all this? Let me break it down into 3 concrete moves. Play number 1, become an AI-powered freelancer. If you have any marketable skill, so we're writing, design, marketing, coding, consulting, AI makes you 10 times more productive. A freelancer using AI can deliver the output of a small team, charge premium rates, and keep all the profit. 67% of businesses using AI in marketing and sales reported increased revenue in 2025. They need people who know how to use these tools. Play number 2, build an AI native product. You don't need to be a programmer. No code and AI assisted development tools let anyone build functional products. Find a specific problem, build a lean solution, and keep overhead near zero. Danny Postma did it. Maor Shlomo did it. Thousands of others are doing it right now. Play number 3, become the AI expert in your industry. Every industry, healthcare, legal, real estate, finance, education, is being transformed by AI. But most professionals in these fields don't understand it yet. If you become the person who bridges that gap, the one who helps a law firm implement AI, or a medical practice automate their admin, you become incredibly valuable, and that expertise compounds over time. Here's the bottom line. We are in the early innings of the biggest technological shift since the internet. The numbers prove it, the stories prove it, the trillion-dollar bets from the world's biggest companies prove it. But here's what makes this different from every previous tech revolution. The barrier to entry has never been lower. You don't need a computer science degree, you don't need venture capital, you don't need a team. You need a laptop, the right tools, and the willingness to start before you feel ready. 74% of AI's value is being captured by just 20% of companies. The question isn't whether AI will reshape business. It already is. The question is, will you be in the 20% or the 80? The gold rush is here. The tools are available. The only thing missing is your decision to start. If this changed how you think about AI in business, hit subscribe. Every week on this channel, we break down the strategies, tools, and stories behind the AI revolution so you can stay ahead of the curve. Drop a comment below. I want to know, what's the first AI business move you're going to make? I read every single one. I'll see you in the next one.